In a world brimming with gods and heroes, one story stands out, a tale of curiosity, consequences, and a box that changed everything. Imagine a time when the first woman, crafted by divine hands, held the key to mankind's fate. Pandora, a name that resonates through the ages, was not just a figure of beauty. She was a vessel of both hope and despair. But what drove her to open that fateful box? What whispers of temptation lingered in the air, urging her to unlock the secrets within? As the lid creaked open, a whirlwind of chaos escaped, unleashing trials and tribulations upon humanity. Yet, amid the turmoil, a glimmer of light remained: hope. Picture the scene, a moment frozen in time, where curiosity meets calamity. What lessons can we glean from Pandora's choices? How do her actions mirror our own struggles with temptation and the unknown? As we unravel the threads of this myth, we invite you to ponder the balance between curiosity and caution. Stay with us as we dive deep into Pandora's world, exploring the legacy she left behind. Are you ready to uncover the truth that lies within? Greek mythology and the creation of Pandora. In Greek mythology, the story of Pandora is a rich tapestry woven into the larger narrative of the gods and their relationships with humanity. Pandora is often considered the first woman, created by the gods as a punishment for mankind after Prometheus stole fire from the heavens. Zeus, the king of the gods, played a pivotal role in her creation, intending for her to embody both beauty and mischief. The story highlights the interplay of divine will and human fate, setting the stage for the unfolding drama that would follow. Prometheus, who had defied Zeus by giving humans the gift of fire, represented human ambition and the quest for knowledge. In response to his transgression, Zeus commissioned Hephaestus, the god of blacksmiths, to mold Pandora from clay. Each god bestowed her with unique gifts, ensuring she would be both enchanting and dangerous. This act of creation was steeped in irony, as Pandora would become the catalyst for sorrow and suffering in the world, emphasizing the gods' power to shape human destiny even as they sought to punish Prometheus. The relationship between Pandora and these divine beings is not merely one of creator and creation. It also reflects the complexities of male-female dynamics in ancient Greek society. Pandora was imbued with qualities that made her both desirable and perilous, illustrating the duality of women in myths. They could be nurturing and beautiful, but also sources of chaos and misfortune. This perspective resonates throughout the myth, as Pandora's inherent nature is revealed through her actions and the consequences that follow. As Pandora's narrative unfolds, her significance extends beyond her role as a mere pawn in the gods' schemes. She embodies the themes of curiosity and disobedience, traits that are often viewed with suspicion in both ancient and modern contexts. The myth of Pandora serves as a cautionary tale, warning against the pursuit of knowledge and the unforeseen consequences that can arise from it. This foundational story of Pandora sets the groundwork for understanding her role in mythology and the larger implications of her existence within the pantheon of Greek deities. Ultimately, the creation of Pandora speaks to the themes of control, punishment, and the complexities of human existence. Her birth is not just a response to Prometheus' actions, but also a reflection of the gods' intricate relationships with humanity. Pandora's story invites us to explore the boundaries between divine influence and human agency, ultimately challenging us to consider the lessons that can be gleaned from her journey. The Jar of Pandora. The jar, often referred to as Pandora's box in modern vernacular, holds profound symbolic significance within the myth of Pandora. Initially, the jar was a container for all the evils of the world, crafted to serve as a vessel for the chaos that would be unleashed upon humanity. The act of sealing these malevolent forces away mirrors the human tendency to hide our fears and uncertainties, only for them to resurface when least expected. This duality of containment and release is a critical aspect of the narrative, as it reflects on the complexities of human existence and our relationship with suffering. The contents of the jar symbolize the myriad of troubles that plague humanity, including sickness, despair, and strife. Upon opening the jar, Pandora inadvertently released these afflictions into the world, illustrating the idea that knowledge, curiosity, and the quest for understanding can lead to unintended consequences. The phrase, Pandora's box, has since become a cultural shorthand for actions that lead to unforeseen and often disastrous outcomes, emphasizing the cautionary nature of the myth. Moreover, the jar serves as a metaphor for the human condition, encapsulating the struggles and adversities that individuals face throughout their lives. By unleashing the evils, Pandora's actions resonate with the universal experience of confronting hardship and suffering. The jar thus becomes a symbol of the chaos inherent in existence, reminding us that life is filled with challenges that can emerge from our choices. Interestingly, the myth also presents a twist in the narrative. After all the evils had escaped, hope remained trapped at the bottom of the jar. This crucial detail suggests a complex relationship between despair and hope, highlighting the idea that even in the face of overwhelming adversity, there is a glimmer of optimism that can guide humanity. The jar, therefore, embodies the duality of human experience, where suffering and hope coexist in a delicate balance. In contemporary discussions, the jar of Pandora continues to resonate as a metaphor for the unpredictability of life. It serves as a reminder that while we may seek to control our circumstances, there are always elements beyond our grasp. The symbolism of the jar encourages reflection on the nature of curiosity and the inherent risks associated with the pursuit of knowledge, inviting us to consider how we navigate the complexities of our own lives. Pandora, as the first woman in the context of Greek mythology, Pandora holds a unique position as the first woman created by the gods. Her creation was not merely an act of artistic endeavor, but a deliberate response to the actions of Prometheus and a reflection of the societal values of ancient Greece. Pandora's existence challenges the traditional gender roles of the time, as she embodies both beauty and danger, nurturing and chaos. This duality offers insight into the perception of women in ancient Greek culture, where femininity was often linked to both admiration and trepidation. As the first woman, Pandora's role was steeped in symbolism. She represented the introduction of women into a male-dominated world, and her creation was a reminder of the potential for both collaboration and conflict between the sexes. The myth suggests that women, while capable of bringing beauty and joy, also possess the power to disrupt the order established by men. This complex portrayal of femininity raises questions about gender dynamics and the expectations placed upon women in ancient societies. Pandora's creation also reflects the notion of women as bearers of knowledge and consequence. By opening the jar, she unleashed the evils that would plague humanity, thereby solidifying her role in the narrative as both a catalyst for change and a figure of blame. This portrayal has led to interpretations of Pandora as a representation of the dangers of female curiosity, a theme that resonates through various cultural narratives. The implication is that women's curiosity can lead to disarray, reinforcing societal fears surrounding female agency. Moreover, Pandora's existence challenges the perception of women as passive figures in mythology. While she was created as a response to Prometheus' actions, her role in the story demonstrates that women possess agency and the ability to make choices, albeit often leading to unintended consequences. This complexity invites us to reconsider the historical narratives surrounding women and their contributions to society, urging us to acknowledge the multifaceted nature of female existence. In contemporary discussions of gender, Pandora serves as a powerful symbol of the ongoing struggle for women's agency and empowerment. Her story prompts reflection on how society continues to grapple with the complexities of femininity and the potential repercussions of women's choices. By examining Pandora's role as the first woman, we gain insight into the evolving narratives surrounding gender and the ongoing quest for equality and understanding. Consequences of Pandora's curiosity. Pandora's curiosity is a central theme in her myth, leading to the release of the evils contained within the jar. This pivotal moment serves as a cautionary tale about the perils of inquisitiveness, inviting reflections on how curiosity can lead individuals to confront uncomfortable truths or unleash unforeseen consequences. In many cultures, curiosity is often celebrated as a catalyst for discovery and knowledge. However, Pandora's story complicates this narrative by depicting curiosity as a potential source of chaos and suffering. The act of opening the jar symbolizes the inherent risks associated with seeking knowledge. Pandora's curiosity drove her to explore the unknown, despite the warnings she received. This narrative echoes the age-old adage that curiosity killed the cat, suggesting that the pursuit of understanding can sometimes lead to dire outcomes. The myth encourages contemplation of the balance between the thirst for knowledge and the potential dangers that lurk within it, prompting individuals to consider the implications of their own curiosity. Pandora's curiosity also reflects societal views on gender and women's roles in ancient Greece. Her actions have often been interpreted through a lens of moral judgment, framing her as a figure whose disobedience brought suffering to humanity. This portrayal has contributed to a long-standing narrative that associates female curiosity with recklessness and disorder. By examining Pandora's actions, we gain insight into how cultural attitudes toward curiosity and gender have evolved over time. Despite the negative consequences of her curiosity, Pandora's story also highlights the complexity of human experience. Curiosity is an essential aspect of human nature. It drives exploration, innovation, and personal growth. The myth invites us to reflect on the importance of curiosity in our lives while acknowledging the potential pitfalls. It suggests that, while curiosity can lead to suffering, it also opens doors to new understandings and perspectives. Ultimately, Pandora's curiosity serves as a reminder of the complexities of human nature. It encourages us to navigate the delicate balance between seeking knowledge and understanding the potential consequences of our actions. In a world where information is increasingly accessible, Pandora's story remains relevant, prompting us to consider how we engage with our curiosity and the impact it may have on our lives and the lives of others. Psychological interpretations of Pandora. The myth of Pandora extends beyond a simple tale of a curious woman. It delves into the complexities of human psychology. At its core, the story can be seen as a reflection of the human psyche, where Pandora represents the unconscious mind. The jar, often referred to as a box, symbolizes the depths of our subconscious, filled with repressed emotions, desires, and fears. When Pandora opens this container, she unleashes not just chaos upon the world, but also the raw, unfiltered aspects of the human experience. This act can be interpreted as a metaphor for the process of self-discovery and the inevitability of confronting our inner demons. Furthermore, Pandora's curiosity is emblematic of the human desire for knowledge and understanding. Psychologically, this thirst for knowledge can lead to enlightenment, but can also result in turmoil. Just as Pandora's action led to the release of numerous evils, our pursuit of truth often uncovers uncomfortable realities about ourselves and the world around us. This duality of knowledge, its power to both liberate and confine, has been a topic of discussion in psychological circles, where the balance between ignorance and awareness is a constant struggle. The narrative also touches on the concept of desire and its role in our emotional landscape. Pandora's decision to open the jar reflects an intrinsic aspect of human nature, the need to explore the unknown. This exploration can lead to a deeper understanding of oneself and surroundings, but it can also expose vulnerabilities and lead to emotional turmoil. The dual nature of desire as both a driving force and a potential source of distress is a theme that resonates throughout psychological literature, making Pandora a compelling figure for exploration in this context. Moreover, The consequences of Pandora's actions can be linked to the psychological principle of catharsis. When the jar is opened, the release of evils can symbolize the cathartic experience of confronting suppressed emotions. This process, while potentially painful, can lead to healing and growth. In this way, Pandora serves as a reminder that acknowledging and embracing our emotions, however uncomfortable, can ultimately lead to personal transformation. The psychological implications of her story encourage a deeper exploration of how we handle our emotional realities. Finally, the myth of Pandora invites us to consider the dynamics of agency and responsibility. Pandora's choice to open the jar serves as a reflection of the human condition, where individuals must navigate the consequences of their decisions. This interplay between choice and consequence is a cornerstone of psychological theory, especially in discussions about free will and determinism. Pandora's story compels us to examine the nature of our choices and the inevitable repercussions that follow, making it a rich subject for psychological interpretation. Pandora in art and literature. Pandora has captivated artists and writers for centuries, serving as a potent symbol of curiosity, femininity, and the complexities of human nature. In visual art, one of the most notable representations is found in the paintings of the Renaissance, where artists like Jean-Baptiste Camille Corot and Gustave Moreau depicted her with a mix of allure and foreboding. These artworks often emphasize her beauty and grace, juxtaposed against the chaos that follows her fateful decision to open the jar. This duality, beauty intertwined with disaster, has resonated with audiences, prompting reflections on the nature of temptation and consequence. In literature, Pandora has inspired numerous interpretations across genres and eras. Poets and playwrights have woven her story into narratives that explore themes of fate, free will, and the feminine experience. For instance, in the works of Hesiod, Pandora is portrayed as both a gift and a curse, raising questions about the role of women in society and the inherent tensions between creation and destruction. Modern authors continue to draw upon her myth, reimagining Pandora as a complex character who embodies both the light and dark facets of human existence. The representation of Pandora in contemporary literature often shifts towards a more empowering interpretation. Writers are increasingly focusing on her role as a pioneer of curiosity and exploration rather than merely a tragic figure. This shift reflects broader societal changes regarding the perception of women and their agency. By reinterpreting Pandora's narrative, contemporary authors highlight the importance of curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge, framing these qualities as essential to personal growth and societal advancement. In addition to traditional media, Pandora's influence extends to modern visual culture, including film and digital art. Her myth has been reinterpreted in various cinematic works, where filmmakers explore themes of knowledge, temptation, and the consequences of our choices. These adaptations often emphasize the struggle between curiosity and caution, allowing audiences to engage with Pandora's story in a contemporary context. This ongoing dialogue between the myth and its representations in various forms of art underscores the timeless relevance of Pandora's tale. Ultimately, the artistic and literary representations of Pandora serve as a mirror reflecting societal values and anxieties throughout history. The evolution of her character, from a pawn of the gods to a symbol of empowerment, highlights the shifting perceptions of femininity and the complexities of human desire. As artists and writers continue to draw inspiration from Pandora, they contribute to a rich tapestry of interpretations that explore the depths of human experience. Pandora and femininity. Pandora stands as a powerful symbol of femininity in the context of the mythological narrative, embodying both the complexities and contradictions associated with womanhood. In ancient Greece, where the myth originated, women were often viewed through a lens of duality, both revered and feared, celebrated for their beauty yet blamed for their perceived weaknesses. Pandora's creation as the first woman by the gods reflects this tension, as she is both a gift to humanity and a harbinger of strife. This duality raises important questions about the societal roles assigned to women and how these roles have evolved over time. The implications of Pandora's character extend beyond her immediate narrative, influencing how femininity has been perceived in various cultural contexts. Her portrayal as a figure of curiosity and temptation resonates with historical depictions of women as both nurturers and seducers. This binary perception has often led to the demonization of female curiosity, implying that a woman's desire for knowledge or autonomy could lead to chaos. As such, Pandora's story serves as a cautionary tale, reflecting societal anxieties about female empowerment and autonomy. In contemporary discussions surrounding femininity, Pandora's narrative is often revisited to critique the limitations placed on women. The symbolism of Pandora as a curious being can be reinterpreted as an empowering message about the importance of women exploring their own identities and aspirations. By embracing their curiosity and desires, women can challenge societal norms and redefine their roles within their communities. This reinterpretation highlights the need for a more nuanced understanding of femininity that celebrates strength, autonomy, and the pursuit of knowledge. Moreover, the story of Pandora has prompted discussions about the intersection of femininity and morality. The narrative raises questions about the moral implications of curiosity and the consequences of transgression. In many interpretations, Pandora's act of opening the jar is framed as a moral failing, suggesting that women should remain within the bounds of prescribed behavior. However, feminist readings of the myth challenge this notion, arguing that curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge should not be stigmatized, but rather embraced as integral aspects of the human experience. As society continues to grapple with issues of gender equality and representation, Pandora's myth remains a relevant lens through which to examine the complexities of femininity. The narrative not only reflects historical attitudes toward women, but also serves as a platform for contemporary discussions about empowerment, autonomy, and the right to explore one's desires. By reclaiming Pandora as a symbol of curiosity and strength, modern interpretations of her myth contribute to ongoing dialogues about the evolving nature of femininity in today's world. Modern reinterpretations of Pandora. The myth of Pandora has undergone significant reinterpretation in modern contexts, adapting to contemporary issues and ideas. In literature and film, Pandora's story often serves as a metaphor for the complexities of human nature and the consequences of curiosity. For instance, in various retellings, Pandora is portrayed not merely as a passive figure, but as an active agent who grapples with her decisions. This shift reflects a broader cultural movement towards empowering female characters, allowing them to navigate their own paths rather than being defined solely by their actions or the actions of others. In contemporary literature, authors frequently draw upon Pandora's tale to explore themes of knowledge and ignorance. The act of opening the jar, or box, is often likened to the pursuit of forbidden knowledge, a recurring motif in modern storytelling. This has led to narratives where characters confront the consequences of their choices, emphasizing the struggle between enlightenment and the chaos it may unleash. Such reinterpretations invite readers to question the nature of curiosity itself, whether it leads to growth or destruction, and what it truly means to seek understanding in a world filled with uncertainty. Moreover, the reinterpretation of Pandora has also found its way into visual media, including movies and television shows. Filmmakers have utilized her story to address modern issues such as gender inequality, societal expectations, and the power dynamics between men and women. In these adaptations, Pandora's character often embodies the tension between societal constraints and personal freedom, making her a symbol of rebellion against traditional norms. This transformation not only revitalizes the myth, but also makes it relevant to contemporary audiences, highlighting the ongoing struggle for agency and autonomy that many still face. In addition to literature and film, The myth of Pandora has permeated discussions around technology and social media. The act of opening Pandora's box is frequently referenced in debates about the implications of technological advancements. Here, Pandora becomes a cautionary figure, representing the unforeseen consequences that can arise from innovations that promise to enhance our lives. As society grapples with the ethical implications of such technologies, Pandora's story serves as a reminder of the potential dangers that accompany the pursuit of progress. Finally, the modern reinterpretations of Pandora's myth also encompass a broader conversation about identity and self-discovery. In many contemporary narratives, Pandora's journey becomes one of self-exploration, where she learns to navigate the complexities of her identity amidst external pressures. This focus on personal growth and resilience resonates with today's audiences, who often seek stories that reflect their own struggles and triumphs in a rapidly changing world. By re-examining Pandora's character through this lens, modern interpretations breathe new life into an ancient myth, making it a relevant and powerful commentary on the human experience. Pandora and the question of free will plays a critical role in the narrative of Pandora, particularly concerning the choices she makes upon discovering the contents of the jar. In the original myth, Pandora is often depicted as a victim of circumstance, created by the gods and given a jar filled with evils. However, the deeper philosophical inquiry lies in whether she had any genuine agency in opening the jar. This dilemma raises important questions about the nature of free will and the extent to which individuals are responsible for their actions in the face of external influences. As we analyze Pandora's decision to open the jar, it becomes essential to consider the motivations behind her curiosity. Is her desire to know the contents of the jar an inherent trait of human nature, or is it a result of the divine machinations that led to her creation? This complexity invites discussions about the extent of human agency in a world that often feels predetermined by fate or the whims of higher powers. The tension between being a product of one's environment and having the ability to make choices is a central theme that resonates throughout the myth. In contemporary discussions, Pandora's actions can be interpreted as a reflection of the human condition. Our struggle to exercise free will in a world filled with uncertainty and temptation. The consequences of her choices serve as a reminder that while we may have the capacity to choose, those choices come with inherent risks. This notion encourages a deeper understanding of personal responsibility and the importance of making informed decisions, especially in an age where information is easily accessible yet often misleading. Furthermore, Pandora's story invites us to explore the philosophical implications of knowledge itself. The act of seeking knowledge can be seen as an exercise of free will, yet it also carries the weight of potential consequences. The myth suggests that with knowledge comes the burden of understanding both good and evil, a duality that complicates the notion of free will. In this sense, Pandora's journey becomes emblematic of the perpetual struggle between enlightenment and ignorance, a theme that remains relevant as we navigate our increasingly complex world. Ultimately, the discussion surrounding Pandora and free will highlights the intricate interplay between choice, consequence, and the human experience. By examining her story through this lens, we can better understand the nuances of our own decisions and the factors that influence them. Pandora's myth serves as a powerful reminder that while we may strive to exercise our free will, we must also remain mindful of the potential ramifications of our actions. Pandora and hope. One of the most profound elements of Pandora's myth is the notion of hope, which remains in the jar even after all the evils have been released into the world. This aspect of the story has led to various interpretations, particularly regarding the resilience of the human spirit in the face of adversity. The presence of hope suggests that, despite the chaos and suffering that may arise from curiosity and the pursuit of knowledge, there is always a possibility for healing and renewal. This duality invites deeper reflection on the role of hope in our lives, especially during challenging times. In many ways, hope serves as a counterbalance to despair. After Pandora opens the jar and unleashes all manner of misfortunes upon humanity, the lingering hope represents the idea that, no matter how dark the circumstances, there is always a glimmer of light to guide us through. This theme resonates with the human experience, reminding us that even in moments of despair, hope can provide the strength to persevere. The myth encourages individuals to cultivate hope as a vital component of resilience, allowing them to navigate adversity with courage and determination. Furthermore, the symbolism of hope in Pandora's story has been utilized in various cultural contexts to inspire individuals facing personal struggles. In literature, art, and even psychology, hope is often depicted as a transformative force that can empower people to overcome challenges. The idea that hope persists, even when all seems lost, serves as a powerful reminder of the potential for growth and renewal. This perspective fosters a sense of agency, encouraging individuals to take charge of their narratives and seek out the possibilities for change and improvement. Moreover, the relationship between hope and community cannot be overlooked. In many interpretations of Pandora's myth, hope is viewed not only as an individual experience, but as a collective one. The notion that humanity can come together to support each other in times of crisis underscores the importance of solidarity and compassion. This communal aspect of hope reinforces the idea that we are not alone in our struggles. Rather, we can draw strength from one another as we navigate the complexities of existence. Ultimately, the theme of hope in Pandora's myth serves as a testament to the resilience of the human spirit. It encourages individuals to embrace hope as a guiding force, reminding them that even in the face of adversity, there is always the potential for renewal and growth. By recognizing the significance of hope in our lives, we can cultivate a deeper understanding of the human experience and the myriad ways we can find strength in moments of darkness. And so, the tale of Pandora and her fateful box reminds us of the complexities of human nature. But what if we told you that curiosity isn't just a flaw? Could it also be the spark that drives us toward discovery and innovation? As Pandora unleashed chaos into the world, she also brought with her the potential for hope. This duality raises a critical question. Is it possible that our greatest strengths often lie within our perceived weaknesses? Imagine the world without the challenges that inspire us to grow. What lessons can we learn from Pandora's story? How can we turn our own boxes of uncertainty into opportunities for growth? As we reflect on the myths that shaped ancient Greece, we see their relevance in our lives today. The stories of gods and mortals teach us about love, loss, and resilience. So, what myth resonates most with you? Which character's journey inspires you to face your own challenges head-on? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more captivating tales from Greek mythology. Who knows what ancient wisdom awaits us in the next story? Keep exploring, keep questioning, and let the